mass of the spring was negligible. And now, if you consider the mass of the spring, then what happens to the natural frequency of the system? So that is the question here. Okay. So now consider this as the mass m, and this is a spring with spring stiffness K, and the length of the spring as L. Okay, consider this as the length of the spring, and I think that the mass is given as an initial displacement. So where x is the initial displacement, x is the displacement, and x dot is the velocity at the free end. Okay, at the free end. Okay, this x dot is the velocity at this point. Okay. And m dash, you can take it as the mass of spring wire per unit length. Okay, so that means let us consider an elemental length of the string. So this is the elemental length, a small length of the string dy, which is at a distance of y from the fixed end. Okay, consider an elemental length dy at a distance of y from the fixed end. Okay. So dy is a very small elemental length. What we have considered, it is a very and y is the distance of the elemental length from the fixed end. Okay. Now, what will be the velocity of that elemental length? The velocity at the free end is x dot, and then what will be the velocity at this point? The velocity is 100% here. In the midway, it will be 50%. In the same way, the velocity of the spring at a distance y is equal to some percentage, that is y by L percent of x dot. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So the velocity at a distance of y is y by L times. That is, it is a percentage. Okay, it is a percent of x dot. It is a portion of x dot. Okay. Then you know that the total energy is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy, and that is equal to constant. Okay. So now we need to write down what are the kinetic energies and potential energy. The kinetic energy is equal to kinetic energy of mass, okay, of mass m plus kinetic energy of mass ms. Okay, where ms is mass of spring, and potential energy is the strain energy stored in the spring. Okay. So potential energy of spring. Now, what is the kinetic energy of mass m? The kinetic energy of mass m is equal to half m square, that is m about the kinetic energy of the mass ms? That we don't know, that we need to calculate it now. Okay. So just the kinetic energy of the mass ms, that is the mass of the spring, that we don't know, but we know the kinetic energy of the elemental length dy. Okay. So kinetic energy of spring element dy. Okay. We are now considering the kinetic energy of the mass of the spring of length dy. Okay. So dy is equal to again it is half mass into velocity only, but just half. What is the mass of the elemental length? What is the mass of this elemental length dy? The m dash is mass of the spring per unit length. So mass of this elemental length is m dash dy. Can I write it as m dash dy? M dash dy. Yes, m dash is mass of the spring per unit length. So m dash into dy will give me the mass of the elemental length. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
So, and that
Into
multiplied
y by
by
L into y by L x
velocity is y by L x dot.
x dot.
Y by L dot. Okay, that is equal to 1 by 2 m dash x dot. Sorry, this is whole square, right? So x dot square by L square multiplied by y dy. Is it okay? Is it fine?
Sir.
It is same. I have just rearranged the terms. Okay, half m dash x dot square by L square plus y multiplied by y square dy. Okay, this is the kinetic energy of spring element dy. If the spring element dy is dy, see, this is the expression for the kinetic energy of spring element dy. If this is the expression, then what will be the total kinetic energy of the spring? You need to integrate it over the length of the spring, right?
Yes, sir.
So far, what we derived is the kinetic energy of the spring of one elemental length dy. So up to this. So if I want to know the kinetic energy of the whole spring, then I have to integrate it. So therefore, the kinetic energy of the spring is equal to integration of 1 by 2 m dash x dot square by m square that multiplied by y square dy over length, that is 0 to L. So here this 1 by 2 m dash x dot square by L square is a constant, right? It is constant. There is no y term here. So in my integration of 0 to L, y square dy. If I integrate it over the length, then it will become 1 by 2 m dash x square by L square, and the integration of y square with respect to dy. Integration of y square.
Y cube by 3.
Is y cube by 3.
By 3.
Y cube by 3, 0 to L. So that is equal to 1 by 2 m dash x dot square by L square into L cube by 3 minus 0 cube by 3. So that is 1 by 2 m dash x dot square by L square into L cube by 3. So this square will get cancelled. So that is equal to 1 by 6. 1 by 6. What happens is m dash into L. M dash is the mass of the elemental length or mass of the string per unit length. Okay, m dash is the mass of the string per unit length. If you multiply with length of the string, then it will become mass of the string. Right? So it will become m dash into L will become ms into x dot square. So the kinetic energy of string, is 1 by 6 ms x dot square. So this is the kinetic energy of the string, and this is the kinetic energy of the mass. And now we need to know the potential energy of the spring. So what is the potential energy of the spring?
Half kx square.
It is half kx square. Right? And we know that the total energy is equal to kinetic energy of mass plus kinetic energy of spring plus potential energy of spring. So that is equal to half mx dot square plus 1 by 6 ms x dot square here 1 by 6 ms x dot square plus half kx square. Okay. And from energy method, total energy in a system is equal to constant. Okay. Therefore, dt by dt is equal to d by dt of constant, that is equal to 0. So now if I differentiate this and equal to 0, then I should get one equation. Okay. And that equation should represent the behavior of the system. So now if I differentiate it, that is differentiating with respect to t, that is d by dt of 1 by 2 m dot m x dot square plus 1 by 6 ms x dot square plus 1 by 2 kx square, that is equal to 0. So what is the differentiation of this? It is 1 by 2
1 by 2 m into 2x dot into d square x double dot.
x double dot plus 1 by 6
1 by 6 ms 2x dot into
ms
x double dot. 2x dot into x double dot plus half
1
into
by 2
k 2x into x dot.
that is equal to 0. So here 2 will get cancelled, and here 2 and this will become 3, and these 2 will get cancelled. Okay, and you can take this x dot as common, and you can send it to RHS, so it will become 0. So the remaining is Remaining is m x double dot plus 1 by 3 ms x double dot plus kx that is equal to 0, or m plus 1 by 3 ms times x double dot plus kx is equal to 0. So, or x double dot plus k by m plus 1 by 3 ms into x that is equal to 0. Therefore, what is the natural frequency? Omega n is equal to root of this, right? The root of k by m, that is k by m plus 1 by 3 ms. Or Fn is equal to 1 by 2 pi times k by m plus 1 by 3 ms. Okay. Hertz. Is it clear? Any doubt?
No, sir.
So, what is the interpretation? What you have understood by solving this? What you have understood?
Only 1/3 mass of the spring will affect the natural frequency.
The interpretation is, if you want to consider the mass of the spring which affects the natural frequency, then you have to consider 1/3 of mass of the spring. That is, you have to add 1/3 to the 1/3 mass of the spring to the mass of the spring mass. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Next is simple pendulum. Just a minute. Please give me a moment. That is, here we need to determine the natural frequency of a simple pendulum. A simple pendulum is nothing but a mass m, okay, mass m, it is connected to a string. Okay, this simply suspended with the help of one string with the length L. Okay, so the initial position will be like this. So this is a string and this is the mass. Okay, here we have not considered the mass of the string. Okay, so here what happens if I give some initial displacement theta to the natural frequency of the initial pendulum? That we need to calculate here. Okay, so here this is the bob. This is known as bob. Okay, and this is the string. So what will be the natural frequency of this? Okay, so so consider the simple pendulum. Simple pendulum for the displaced position. For the displaced position, here the weight of the bob is acting in this direction, right? Weight W is equal to mg. Okay, and in the displaced position, again the W is acting in this same direction. It is going in the downward direction only. Okay, so W is equal to mg, and this weight can be resolved into two components.
mg cos.
One is along the string, and the one more is perpendicular to the string. So this will become mg
Sin theta.
sin theta, and this is mg
Cos theta.
cos theta, right? This is theta, then this is mg sin theta, and this is mg cos theta, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
We know that the inertia torque or torque developed due to inertia forces should be equal to restoring torque, right? For equilibrium, whatever the torque is produced by the inertia of the body should be restored by the another torque, so that the component will come to equilibrium position, right? So inertia torque is equal to I theta double dot. Since it is a rotating system, oscillating system, but it is a part of rotation, so inertia torque is I theta double dot. Sometimes it is I, or sometimes we use J, sometimes we use I naught. Okay, everything refers to mass moment of inertia. So if you give inertia torque in this direction, then we will have the restoring torque in the opposite direction, right? So any doubt?
No, sir.
And what is the restoring torque? Restoring torque is force into perpendicular distance, right? Force multiplied by perpendicular distance. So what is the force here? This is the force.
mg sin theta.
mg, so
Sin theta.
mg sin theta with a negative sign because it is in the opposite direction, mg sin theta multiplied by length L, right? And for small theta, that is, if the theta is very small, then sin theta is approximately equal to theta. Therefore, this is the referring torque will be equal to minus mg L theta, and therefore I theta double dot that is equal to minus mg L theta, or I theta double dot plus mg L theta that is equal to 0, right? And what is I? Mass moment of inertia that is equal to ml square, or m, actually it is mk square, where k is the radius of direction, and here the radius of direction is nothing but L. Okay, so it is ml square. Therefore, ml square theta double dot plus mgl theta that is equal to 0. And you can take this m outside and you can find RHS, so it will become 0. And you can take one L also. You can take this L outside. So the remaining will be L theta double dot plus G theta that is equal to 0, or theta double dot plus G by L, the theta that is equal to 0. Therefore, what is omega n? Root of G by L. Okay. So what we can say? How will you interpret the omega n? What is the outcome of this equation?
So it is inversely proportional to the length.
Inversely proportional to the length. Okay. But what about mass?
It does not depend on mass of the.
So we can say that the natural frequency
Of pendulum.
Of simple pendulum is independent of mass and inversely proportional to the square root of length of the string. Any doubt? Any doubt?
No, sir.
ಕಂದ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯಾರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ಶ್ರವಣ್